Craft brews and casual conversations. Sometimes we look to the outside world and we see nobody there. And then we see someone walking down the street and we just wonder, what's going through their mind? What are they thinking about? Do they have any friends? Do they have anyone to talk to? Do they hold hands with their loved one? Did they take a dump today? What did they do? And then you think, when they get home, are they going to reach into the fridge and get a nice, cool, refreshing, fermented beverage made from grains, different type of hops? Talking about beer, folks. Talking about beers. My name is Ulysses. Ulysses. I'm so old I can't even pronounce my name correctly. Ulysses. You fuck. I'm with my partner. I forget what his name is because I'm 102. What's your name? He doesn't know it either. We're in a geriatric center. We're drinking. They tell me it's beer, but sometimes I think it's apple juice. This is I don't know what it's called anymore.
Cue the something.
You're about to hear the greatest show of your life.
Dude.
Dudes with brews on a porch with Rob and Drew.
Hello, Rob.
Hey, Drew.
Long time no see.
That was my best I could do.
That's okay. You know, you gave it the old college try. Rob, we're going to have one of our beers that we just picked up from the lovely Fifth Ward Brewing in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, helping their kind of pickup service of the beer. We'll have a special episode, actually, of our journey, a road show to the brewery. Our little conversation on the way up, conversation on the way back, and I picked up beer in the process. So it's a pretty cool thing. Be on the lookout for that. We are drinking a IPA called Keleria. Keleria?
I can't see the can.
Keleria. I'm sorry that I'm saying it wrong. Keleria. It is made with Japanese and German hops, which is pretty cool. It is from Fifth Ward Brewing, as we said, but they also collabed.
We got IBUs on this one.
Yeah, they collabed with McFleshman's Brewing, which is a cool bar and cool brewery, I should say, in Appleton that I've been to. It is 8.3 on the ABVs, 35 on the IBUs. Hazy. It's a hazy IPA. It looks like juice. You know, give it
Looks pretty good.
They say it's a New England IPA, according
Looks like
to
cider.
kind of.
It's got a little cider look to it.
Maybe, yeah.
I think the
good.
the fogginess of it makes it look like cider to me.
This is good.
Smells good.
It is good. You know, it's not too bitter.
No, it's not. It's subtle.
Yeah, it's a little bitterness to it. It's got
I honestly don't taste too. There's like a bitterness for a millisecond and then it goes away.
it's good. I feel like it's got, you know,
I think the more
it's got the good taste. I don't really know how to describe it, dude.
the second taste is stronger than the first taste.
Yeah,
And
it's
I'm
got a
assuming
little
that the third taste will be stronger than the second.
got a little pine to it, a little pine taste to it, I think. Maybe a little Citra. It's a good IPA.
A little good mix.
I like it. I like it a lot, Rob. So, you know, things are going cray-cray in the world still. People locked
But
up.
we're still here for you.
We're still here for you, and we're still we're working on things to give you bonus content throughout the next few weeks, just to maybe get you by.
Yep.
If
We'll
you're-
brave the elements so you don't have to.
I disinfected a lot today before my nieces came over. I watched my nieces all day. Three additional children in my house on top of the two that I produced.
Plus, I came over.
Yeah, that was nice for you to visit and bring you brought a lot of hand sanitizer for us. So I appreciate that. Appreciate you bringing that over. We sanitized our hands a lot. We washed our hands a lot throughout the day. I disinfected all the doorknobs, all the light switches in the house earlier this morning. Cleaned up a little bit. I mean, we're in full-blown cleaning mode.
I plan on doing that. I just haven't yet.
Well, you should get on it sooner than later, bro, because germs are everywhere.
I mean, I clean my place, but I'm waiting. Like it snowed here the last couple days.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
And it's like I want to open the windows and give my place a good cleaning. Mm-hmm. You know, but I can't and maybe it's just the bachelor 32-year-old bachelor procrastinator in me that goes, oh, there's white on the ground. I can't clean, I guess.
Well, let's talk about your 32 years of bachelorhood or whatever. Now, it hasn't been for 32 years.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you making that amendment to your statement.
But
I have been loved.
So you gave
It's
me
happened.
Yeah, it does happen.
Believe it.
You called me. I think it was last week.
Yeah.
When oddly enough, Chris and I were going to Fifth Ward to hang out a little bit and drink some brews for Craft Beer Week in Oshkosh. You called me and you said you tell the folks what you told me.
I said your bio got a hit.
My bio got a hit. So the bio that I wrote for Rob on his Facebook dating app got a hit. It got was it like what, a couple days later?
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 days later.
Okay, and anything progressed?
No,
Did you message this person?
I did.
Yeah, what'd you say? What was the opening line? Hey.
It wasn't just hey.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly. I don't even want to get into what I'm
That's
embarrassed
fine.
about.
Don't-
opening.
don't-
I think
okay.
I think I was like, I'm not much for openers, but what's up? Something along those lines.
Look, welcome to the land of Rob.
Yeah.
Feel free to frolic all over the land, if you know what I'm saying.
Do you want me to save your cat?
My cat's in a burning tree. I need you, and I need you now. Okay.
That was what I was hoping. That was
This is my time
best case scenario.
My time to shine. But then it starts snowing, and you're like, it's snowing. I can't do real much right now.
Yeah. Nothing.
Right? It's I'm a little tied up. I was very excited when you told me this news.
I thought about a bunch of different things to say. Like I was like, I could make a Corona joke. I could make a
Want to get quarantined together?
No one wants to die alone. Want to shack up?
There you go. I like it. I was very excited to hear that, and
I got another but it was by somebody that was completely wrong. In my opinion,
like they liked you by mistake.
I don't know why they liked me, to tell you the truth.
Well, that's your problem, Rob.
No, not like that.
Oh.
Their bio was completely different than my There were no
So?
similarities, and it just wasn't my. And she was like 45 or something, or 40.
What's wrong with that?
Maybe 50.
They've been around the block a couple of times. Maybe they could teach you a thing or two, Rob.
Maybe, but that's a little outside my parameters.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, fair enough. I get it. They're already experiencing the midlife life.
Yeah, something about I don't know. It just didn't feel right. That one, the second one, the first one I messaged.
Well, see, but you got 2 likes.
I put some more work into.
Did you?
Read some more bios and
Yeah?
I've been trying.
Good. Proud of you.
That's what I think of every time I'm looking through lists of women that are looking for mates. I go, Drew will be proud of me. I'm thinking of you.
You're thinking of me while you're thinking of looking for ladies. No, it is weird to think of like an opening line. Like, how do you? It's not even an opening. You don't want to call it a line, but this.
Yeah.
The greeting.
Yeah. The first 10 are practice, I guess. So
Yeah.
like eventually I'll figure it out. I'll like find the get between the blurs.
Yeah.
Get something that makes sense and is charming enough where they go, I'll talk to this guy.
Yeah, for sure. So, I didn't work today. You're off work for a couple of weeks here, so a lot of time is going to be spent indoors trying to find fun activities to do, doing homework or trying to be a teacher to my kids, which is interesting. But a nice little thing was I got some bonus time with Madison the other day. She was in town, so I picked her up after work, and she stayed. I got her for an extra night, which was nice. I got her for an extra night last night, but recently she was talking about her interest in scary things have come up.
It's awakened.
Is she in there? Tell her to come in here. Yeah, she said the other day. Oh, geez, calm down here. She really.
Speaking of scared,
She's been waiting for this her whole life. She just ran into the room. Hi, Madison.
Hi.
So recently you said you're interested in you wanted to watch something scary, right?
Yeah.
Like what do you want to watch, like a horror movie?
I don't know. I just want to watch a scary movie.
you got anything in mind?
Escape Room.
See, she seems to be.
You've seen that though, right?
Yeah, but it's a good movie. Or alien movies like that are scary, like Last Night.
That was scary for you last night? Super 8?
No, that was not scary.
Okay, well, what would be so my question is, like, what's a good starter horror film for an 11-year-old? You don't want to watch Child's Play, the original?
Sure, I guess since it's like created a long time ago. When we
It's
watched,
still scary. Don't watch Child's Play.
but it won't be that scary because they thought it was that scary when.
What about The Shining?
That's like psychological though. That's not like real.
That's my kind of scary movie.
Well,
though,
yeah,
I guess.
but,
like
you know-
The Jacket
I don't know if does that work with an 11-year-old? The Shining, like, will they
No.
really understand what's going on?
probably not.
No, The Shining is about
Monster House.
Monster House, the Dan Harmon movie.
Yeah.
she's seen that when
The
she
House
was.
is a monster.
She's seen that when she was like half her age.
That's super scary.
It's a kid movie.
I hate Monster House. I don't know. I've always hated it.
It's my hero that wrote that. My hero.
Dan Harmon
wrote that.
from Wisconsin.
Ooh, that's cool.
You like it now, don't
He
you?
also made Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah.
See, now you
My
want to go
mom's
back. You want to give it a
boyfriend-
second watch now.
My mom's boyfriend was in high school with him.
Yeah, they went to high school together.
Yeah. I want to meet him.
You want to meet? Well, I'll see what I can do.
I want to see the creator of Rick and Morty. I'm a huge fan.
Of Rick and Morty, but not Monster House.
No. Even though I've never really watched Rick and Morty, but
If you meet Dan Harmon before me, I'm going to cut off my fingers. How's that for scary?
I guess pretty scary.
So what's
I'm joking.
What is
Madison,
too
obviously.
scary? What is too scary for you? Inanimate objects that come animated, like a Chucky doll. Would that be too scary for you?
No, I mean I've watched what is it called with Annabelle and then
The
Annabelle?
Conjuring or Annabelle?
yeah, me and my cousins got like 52 minutes in, and then my sister finally came down the basement and saw that we were watching a scary movie, and she went up and told the parents, so we had to stop
parents.
watching it. And I'm like, I was really mad because I really wanted to finish it, and we were getting on to the good part.
Okay, so ghost movies, are those okay?
Yes.
Like the others would be. The others maybe.
What was that really like? Like
Sixth Sense?
a haunting in Connecticut?
That movie sucked.
I don't. I might be thinking of the wrong one, but there's like
The Amityville Horror or the
Amityville Horror is a crazy, and I think that would be a good starter one
a good starter. We need a good star horror flick
because that's
for
a
the
true
kid.
story.
That's not too. Well, maybe somebody made it up.
Well, it's embellished.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry,
Let's not give my kid nightmares. All right.
she hasn't seen it.
I didn't even pay attention to what you were talking about. I was thinking about the first ever horror movie I watched.
What was it?
That was like a year ago, and it was Ready or Not.
I don't know what that is.
Hide and seek horror.
She gets married to these people, and they have to play a game.
Did you get married to multiple people or to one person?
No, she gets married to this person, and
New segment. Madison describes movies.
they,
I like it.
the family is cursed by a ghost, and they have to play a game. And if the person that got married into the family gets a game to a card has to do what they like hide and seek, like what they do. She has to hide, and when sunrise comes, if they don't kill her, the whole family explodes. And so they have to
Way to bury the lead.
so they have to try to kill her before sunrise, and she has to try to survive.
Otherwise, they explode. So they don't really only get to play this once. Or
If they lose.
they've never lost, huh?
No, they never lost.
Until this one.
Yeah, so
That's what they
really
call-
that
yeah.
family's never going to live again. Like there's never going to be that last name, especially like that weird family.
Right, that lineage has ended.
He's gone.
It's actually their kind of fault because they had a connection with this like ghost, and I'm pretty sure they bought the mansion that was haunted. So I don't know.
Okay.
What do you think is okay? Like, okay, 13 Ghosts. It's not necessarily a scary movie, but it is.
Yeah.
Is that okay for an 11-year-old?
It's been a while since I've seen it.
It's got Shaggy in it.
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah.
I thought of the singer for a second.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the first horror movie that I think I ever really saw was The Bride of Chucky. And I think Madison's age.
I feel like,
And
man, I feel like I had already seen Child's Play, and it terrified me for years by the time Bride of Chucky even came out.
And then I saw also it might have been 5th grade. I saw the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in theaters.
Okay.
It might have been 5th or 6th grade.
The newer one.
Well, yeah.
Not the newest,
At the
but-
time, it was a newer one. Yeah, it wasn't like the old ones, but
Well, me and my older brother, we used to go to our dad's house on the weekends, and we would just like stay up, and that's where I experienced like
Horror movies?
and it turned horror movies off for me forever because I was probably too young. But Child's Play, Hellraiser, and Puppet Master. I remember those being the 3 that I started off with.
okay.
In terms of scary
2003.
movies.
So I would have been, 2003, I would have been 12 or 13, which isn't too bad. So what other horror movies? I must not have seen too many other horror movies. I saw like Scream 3.
Is that a horror movie?
Yeah. It's a slasher flick.
I guess,
Considered
yeah.
horror.
Yeah.
I think anything that produces like fear would be kind of in a sense a horror movie, right?
Yeah.
Or a thriller.
Yeah. I think psychological thrillers scare me more than horror movies.
Well, yeah, me too. But like I said, I'm trying to ease and get.
That's what I think.
into
Of, like, so you're thinking actual true horror, not scary.
yeah, like a
Something that
classic,
can be explained away, so you don't have nightmares.
yeah, maybe. I mean, what if I let her watch Halloween? The first Halloween, Michael Myers. That's not too scary.
No.
I
And
might-
then you can, and if she gets scared, you just tell her. As long as you don't hear that music, you're good.
Then start playing.
I used to do that kind of stuff because I like I said, I watched scary movies at too early of an age, and I used to do things like The Shining, for instance. Like I'd be like, I'm not in that hotel, so nothing's gonna happen, or it's not Friday the 13th, so nothing's gonna happen. Or I'm not at this camp, or like I used to come up with these like logical
Yeah.
reasons why I was not going to be, like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, like you thrown into a mental institution, that's scary. How do you logically tell yourself that won't happen?
I don't know.
You can't do it.
I've never seen that movie.
That's not what it's about, but
I used to be.
it's not a scary movie. There's people out there going, "What is he talking about? One Flew Over." That's not a scary movie.
I was when I was a kid, I was such a worrier. I was like afraid of a lot of things. After I saw like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because it's, they say it's based on true events, which it is. It's loosely based on Ed Gein.
Which
is from Wisconsin. Who's from Wisconsin?
There's so many movies like
can just
that
put that in any movie, dude.
when they say based on true events like that. There's like docu movies, like docudramas or whatever.
Yeah.
That are like, even they're called docudramas, so they should be a documentary that's just acted out. Still, they take huge liberties to make the story structure of the movie work. There's a movie that's getting sued right now because they change, like, there's somebody who tried a case, but in real life that person didn't try the case. They were just a counselor. So like now they're suing the movie, and it's like, it says based on a true, like, how if every movie that said based on a true story could get sued based on the things that are wrong, every movie that says that would be sued.
Yeah. So, because it said, so I didn't really know. I thought like there was legitimately a person in Texas somewhere that like Leatherface that wore people's faces.
Yeah. Yep.
And then turns out, is based on Ed Gein, who did wear faces at a point.
But he was
in time.
far different than.
He didn't kill. I think he only killed one person. Actually, he just like would rob people's graves. And
He like withdrew from society.
He was like essentially like reusing. He was like a modern day like hipster. He found
a modern day hipster. Ed Gein.
He found things that people just threw into the ground.
We should write that movie. Ed Gein, modern day hipster.
He got things that out of the ground, all natural, and he repurposed them. He repurposed people's body parts into spoons, bowls. My daughter's not in the room anymore, by the way. So she, we're good.
Yeah, I mentioned that in Medieval Horror, something she knows nothing about is real, and you jump down my throat with your eyes.
Because she's right there. And I was like, I don't want her.
But she doesn't even know what the story is.
Right, but like, what if she? I just don't. I think when you're a kid. So this is what I'm trying to say. Like when I saw that it was based on a true event. And
you think it's word for word, and that's what's happening.
Then at the end of the movie, they're just like, "Oh, he's never been caught." And I'm going home at 12 years old. I'm thinking, this motherfucker could be anywhere.
True.
He's probably not in
no, I get
Texas anymore. Odds are he's in my room. Right.
Yeah.
He's that's the only logical place that he could be where no one else would expect it would be in a stranger's room, let alone and it's mine. He picked mine. I don't know why I drew the straw so short, but it's my fucking room. And now I have to explore it at and go corner to corner, make sure nobody's there, check under the bed. When I take a poop, I have to make sure if the shower curtain's closed, I'm opening.
Did you ever watch The Candyman?
Candyman.
Is that the one where you have to look down before you sit on the toilet?
I mean, isn't that good practice?
Well, I just mean like in terms of something coming out after you.
Of your butt?
Of the toilet.
Oh. Hold on a second.
I have a question. I was overhearing you.
Oh.
And you said he picked your room. What were you talking about?
Nobody picked my room. I was overthinking something.
Oh, okay.
But I'm the one that's going to scar.
The name Candyman be on a scary movie? Why would you have to look out when you go to the bathroom?
I think it's good common practice to go to look down when you go to the bathroom, because in the event that an irresponsible man forgets to put the seat down.
Candyman is a documentary so that women don't bruise their tailbones.
No, just look down, because if the seat's up, you're gonna fall in.
Especially Florida, because they can have crocodiles in their toilets.
What?
There's snakes and crocodiles that can.
That's a myth.
Baby crocodiles that can come out of your toilets.
I could see the snakes, the baby crocodiles. Aren't there?
They can go in. I don't know if they can come out.
Aren't they alligators or are they crocodiles in Florida?
I don't know.
I think it's alligators.
So, baby, you know how alligators, they're not really that big compared to crocodiles, so they might be like this big.
An octopus can go anywhere as long as its eye can fit in there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, I was just making jokes. Nobody was in my room.
Good. That would have been creepy.
And it wouldn't be in this house that we were talking about.
If it was in this house, I would attack it.
Now you don't have to worry because anything is worried about getting coronavirus, so it'll keep 6 feet distance from you.
Right.
Correct. And
That is correct, Rob.
everyone, when I will attack anybody. Like if you said one time,
This is the second time she's gone on this rant.
Just
on this
walking down the
podcast.
street, she'll attack you.
Yeah.
You better watch out.
she said, my dad said that
Madison
He was
said,
gonna
I mean,
come
she
in.
said, I mean, I said, I mean, my dad said.
he was going to come in my room and put a face mask on that looks like a clown, and he was going to dress up as a clown and come in my room. And I said, and he was going to wake me up, and he was just going to be right there by my bed. And I said, if you
That's
do
just good
that,
parenting.
I'm going to slap you across the face if I find you by my bed wearing a clown.
I said I was going to do that to you.
Yeah, you did. Like 2 years ago, and I still remember it.
I would never say that.
I was gonna slap you, and then I was gonna kick you, and then I was gonna keep on kicking you if you did that. If I find anyone doing that, you better watch out.
Okay, you've been warned. So, thank you, Madison. Anything else you want to add to the people before you go back by Coco?
I'm gonna beat you in the bake-off.
Okay.
And she's a good baker, too.
Bake Off round 2 happens tomorrow. So that's
Is it, oh, you guys actually do bake-offs?
Yeah, we did our first Bake Off 2 weeks ago.
Who's it versus? You versus her?
Me versus her. We baked cakes last time.
What are you baking this time?
Get this, Rob. Get this, Rob. This time we're getting real adventurous. We're making cupcakes.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, she won.
Who judged?
Carissa.
Well, why don't I get any cake?
Mine tastes better, though. Mine had better taste. But her design, her overall design was really good. Mine was
Well,
just...
what is this, Cake Boss or Cake Master? Because they have different criteria.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. It was based off appearance, taste, and something else. I don't know.
Moisture?
I got booger. I had to get it out. Whew, have you ever had that?
Yep.
Where you got that booger on the side of the nose? What the fuck?
You ruined it.
Yeah, you ruined the ball. Fucking
It
Phil.
was his ball.
Okay, so we didn't decide on what movie we want to watch. Shoot.
Well, that's the question I'm trying to get to the bottom of is what kind of, like, what do you consider to be okay for her? Because like I said, like,
I don't need like graphic violence. Like if I'm going to give you a good example.
You could go like super old school and go Psycho.
Okay, maybe. The Danny McBride written and directed Halloween, I think would be a good one for her to start with because
Sounds like she's already gotten a start.
it's not super graphic. There's not a lot of like you see more post death.
Yeah,
stuff.
well, that's what makes it. That's like what makes a good scary movie, though.
Right.
If as soon as you see something, it's not scary.
No, I don't know. I'll figure
Because
it out.
the thing we fear the most, Drew, is the unknown.
Okay.
True, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like E.T. could be considered a horror movie.
Some people are deathly afraid of that.
Okay. Hold on.
I'm planning for the bake-off, and you can get a 2-second look of what I'm going to do, and it's going to be very better than yours.
She's
And
giving you
this
an
is the
advantage
space,
here.
This is the space theme, and we have 5 themes.
Okay, you have to recall. No, I'm only gonna buy like a few things of frosting. I'm not buying like 12 cans of frosting.
I know. You're just gonna like.
She needs that sugar lump stuff so she can make 3-dimensional figures.
No, I just need. Yeah, fondant.
Fonda, yeah, okay. Fondle?
Jane Fonda?
Fondue?
Jane Fonda?
I was thinking of
Fanta?
something
Fanta soda? Why are you getting
from BoJack Horseman.
Okay, me and Rob are trying to figure out what horror movie to let you watch.
Okay, but right now it's about the bake-off. And check
This
my
podcast has
dad's
been
or
hijacked.
whatever Facebook, Instagram, wherever you post it on, and comment if you can that I will always win.
Okay.
This is no longer Dudes with Brews. It's Dads with Mads Bake Off extravaganza.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for that peek. She wants each cupcake has to have a theme.
Have fun with that.
It's gonna be a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of
But she's got the creative juices. She got the creative spirit, Rob, and I appreciate
make
that.
make a horror cupcake
That
where
would be great.
you have a knife in the top and then there's cherry filling or something.
I like that. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
I don't know.
Me neither.
I think you have to put the cherry in before you bake it.
Yeah, dude. Your guess is as good as mine. So yeah,
I don't know. I'm on Dudes with Brews, not Dads with Mads.
yeah.
I don't have the intel. I don't even get to taste them. So
You can have a cupcake after we make it. But yeah. So when are we gonna write /tag? By the way, that was like how long ago that we discussed that?
I'm always down to write.
Yeah.
I wrote some stand up. I brought it over here today.
Sometimes you gotta take a left though.
True. Yeah.
You did write some stand up and it was good. I liked it. The last line too, which is like
Yeah. There's three or four jokes, and he finally like the last one was good.
it was a good
The last line.
No, it's because
It's written. You can't take it based on reading it off a page.
I have a George Carlin book and it's been a minute since I've read it, but like it's written, yeah, it's funny, but it performed. It's so much.
Yeah. You
funnier.
have to see how it's performed. That's for sure.
So
Really, anything can be funny if you look at Bill Cosby. Is it Cosby or Crosby? Cosby.
Bing Crosby is a singer. Bill Cosby is
How soon we forget.
a sexual predator.
He was also a comedian that I don't.
A
Whatever
lot of people admired.
he was hilarious. Yes, he was a horrible person and did bad things, but in terms of joke structure and how you write a joke and being able to he could take a line that nobody would think was funny. Like reading it, you'd be like, how is this a joke? But then he'd do it on stage and it was hilarious.
I never really watched much Bill. I almost said Crosby.
Yeah.
Cosby's. I never watched his.
I watched his
stand-ups.
last stand-up special not too long ago.
Where he
and
had to sit the whole time.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't stand up.
True. He didn't even acknowledge that I remember.
And that was before. That was
right before things started to hit the fan.
Yeah, I think I watched a little bit of it, and I'm just like, he looks like he's gonna die.
But he was still funny. And there was one line there where it was literally the line was my buddy got in my car and said, "What's up?" And he said it 8 times and I was dying laughing.
Yeah.
And it was just because of his pauses, his delivery, how he stretched out those words and his emotion behind it. You can say what you want about him, but the dude knew how to tell a joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not here to say he was a good or bad person or anything.
I understand.
Yeah.
I got it.
But yeah, so Kramer was another one. Richards, what's his first name? The guy that played Kramer on Seinfeld.
I don't
Michael
know.
Richards.
Okay.
Also had some bad stuff in his personal life at one
Does he?
point. Yeah. He made some, I think, anti-Semitic or anti-black remarks.
He was on. I think it was anti-Semitic, but he was on Comedians in Cars.
Yeah.
Seinfeld's a Jew.
Yeah. That's because Seinfeld and a lot of people understood that one remark doesn't make somebody a horrible person. It makes them. It means that they did a bad thing or said a bad thing. Seinfeld knew him for 20 years at that point, probably, and he had this outburst and he did some stuff he shouldn't have done. Do I erase everything that made him my friend for 20 years? Because of one outburst? Well, in this society, apparently that's what we do. But Seinfeld said, no, I don't.
I just
And I
asked which
commend him for
horror
that.
movie my daughter should watch.
I'm just saying, well, we moved on from
Going
that.
on these PC rants.
This is not a PC rant, man. You said it, man. You brought up how Seinfeld felt about it. I'm just saying Kramer could take a word on a page that was not supposed to be funny and make it funny. I was giving another example for the people who did not do, who don't want to go and look up Cosby because of his personal life.
I just never liked Bill Cosby.
He was funny.
And maybe I didn't grow up in a house that watched stand-up though.
Neither did I.
I'm like the only person in my family that's really like. Well, my dad liked Jeff Foxworthy for whatever. A lot of people liked them for a while. Like
I don't even know how I started watching stand-up, to tell you the truth, but it wasn't my family.
Comedy Central for me. Like when it was on, because Comedy Central used to always just have stand-up on there, and then I don't know what it was when I was a kid. I would just watch it. I don't know who I watched. I'm pretty sure I watched the Dane Cook one before that was Dane Cook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Well, every comedian that has like a big special, they started off probably with a comedy half hour special. Yeah.
yeah, and then oddly enough, what kind of got me in, like, so I watched that or whatever, and then I really got into George Carlin.
Yeah.
A dude my sister was dating at one time brought over a George Carlin DVD, and I was pretty young, and I watched it, and I just laughed my ass off. You know, it was super funny, and then my freshman year, that's when like Dane Cook really blew up.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I was listening to that shit, laughing my ass off, and then I got into I'm watching like South Park. I'm watching a lot of Comedy Central. Then I really got into Dimitri Martin.
Dimitri Martin was good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's still around. He still does stuff, and he was like super funny. So I started watching his show, and then Dimitri Martin. I kind of liked Jeff Dunham a little bit. I don't like him now. And then my dad watched Larry the Cable Guy, and that kind of like redneck shit. My dad's like the furthest thing from a redneck, but the comedy's like some of the jokes are pretty. Ron White is really funny. I
liked Ron White out of all those guys, but which like weirdly enough, like for my age, I remember listening to a Steve Martin album.
Oh sure,
like actual vinyl album.
That's cool.
And I bought that album later on in life because like that was one of the first things that I remember being like that. That was like
I'm interested in that now. I wish more comedians put their hours out on vinyl.
Yeah.
So I have like a Cheech and Chong one. Bill Burr's doing it.
Yeah.
He has a vinyl release of his show at Madison Square Garden, which I'd like to pick up. But yeah, eventually.
I mean, I used to read and I still have this big comedy book that I would read the Lenny Bruce jokes.
Okay.
And they're so funny. And I wish but when I see him perform them, it's not how I imagined him performing them, but there's not a lot of I have more Lenny Bruce jokes on paper than I've ever been able to find on video.
Yeah. I don't know who else I really got into. And then
Tosh. We went and saw Tosh.
Yeah, like Tosh.
Tosh was hilarious. Personally, I think
we saw
he's squandering his talents with that show.
We saw Aziz a long time, over 10 years ago. We saw Aziz Ansari.
Which I figured he was kind of a flash in the pan, but
he's still around. He just did a special not that long ago. I don't like his new special because the way they shot it was like really weird. He talks really quiet and you can't fucking.
I think Daniel Tosh has the chops to be a legendary stand-up. Mm-hmm. Like his jokes are so funny.
I think,
but not everybody probably cares for it, and that's kind of what makes a good stand-up.
My first real stand-up shows were with you, Tosh and Aziz. And then I got into Kevin Hart, was really funny. I've seen Kevin Hart, and then just kind of built up, and now I'm seeing Rogan in November, which I'm pretty excited about. Granted, the world hasn't
I just
died.
watched 2 Mark Maron specials.
I've seen Mark Maron. So if you see his new one, End Times Fun.
I just watched that one.
I keep trying to, but I fall asleep. Just because I'm tired. And then I saw him on is there one called Too Soon?
Yeah, that's the one I just watched today.
I saw him on that tour. And that
was good.
It is good. It was really funny. It was pretty cool. Like afterwards, I thought
that was funnier than the End Times Fun.
Yeah. When I saw him on that tour, it was in Milwaukee or whatever, and then at the end of the show, he did like a Q&A.
Yeah.
Which was really cool. He's like, I didn't expect to sell this many tickets. Anyone got any questions? So as a bonus, thanks for coming. And people just, ask him questions, and he was super funny with that too. It's just, I like
some
Mark
people
Maron
are just, that's the thing that's when I listen to comedians talk, that's the most intimidating thing in my opinion in terms of I feel like if I went up and did like stand, like I feel like I've written a few jokes that could be good if I hone them down. But like comedians that are good comedians, like they're just fucking funny.
Yeah.
In regular conversation, that's like, like, and then when you get into like thinking like that, like, are you actually like, I have no dreams to be a stand-up comedian or anything like that. It just seems fun to write jokes and whatever and see if they're funny. But that's the like when
and
you
if
hear
they're not funny, you feel like really shitty afterwards. Or when people say, "Oh, that's a really stupid idea," and even when you're intoxicated, like,
do you think Mark Maron didn't
really hurts your feelings?
Yeah. Do you think Mark Maron didn't get that?
Oh, of course he did.
Yeah. So just grab your luxurious beard and deal with it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I mean, I sat there while you read a page and a half of jokes and didn't laugh. You chuckled after the last line and go, "The last line's good."
That is not.
That's what you said. Tell me you said something else.
I said I really like this last line. Like this last line is
good. This last line's good. That's what you said.
I didn't say it like, oh, the rest of it's horse shit.
I guess that's in the eye. That's all perception.
Because you, like I said, you have to like.
But I don't.
Presented.
But it doesn't matter.
But the last one read like I could read.
You read.
Like, I know how that would. I know how that would be delivered.
Yeah. But like it's like, yeah, I went up in front of like 20 people and got no laughs. Then I like laughed for this joke, laughed for that joke. No laughs. You just deal with it.
Yeah.
Even though you think it's funny, like there's probably more people than not that don't. I
made Carissa laugh pretty hard the other night.
I just spilt on myself.
I said a prayer out loud before bed, and I really did, and she thought it was really funny.
See, that's personality. That's if somebody religious. There we go. I was trying to think of somebody else.
I did it in the voice at the beginning of the thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, that'll.
She was crying. I think I said something along like one of the lines was,
and if you could let me lose a few pounds, I would greatly appreciate the chocolate. Take away the chocolate. I can't take the temptation.
or something like that. I was just going on and on about just random. Please don't give me the coronavirus, Lord. I'll confess all my sins. Like
See, you just got to find your niche.
I guess.
And I think your niche is in voices and characters.
I don't know if I would want to be one of those stand-up comedians. Though.
If you're good at it, it's fine. Like,
yeah, maybe.
Like it's good. Like you just don't. That's the ever in terms of anything creative. You don't want to be a hack. That's my biggest fear. Is
right.
Like, you don't want to be a thief. You don't want to be a hack.
Right.
And like. I remember. Okay, I can actually now that you saying something there, just like opened up a thought. And back when I was way younger, there was a buddy of mine, Andy Starr, who did stand up, and I never saw him do it. He just told me that he had done it a few times in Milwaukee, and I kind of looked up to this guy. And at one point, I said something stupid like he was talking about going swimming in Lake Winnebago. And then needing to take a shower, and I was like, "Oh, just take soap. Like, if you got soap, doesn't like." I was like, "As long as you got soap, the water doesn't matter." And it wasn't funny at all to me. It was just like I was making like a stupid comment. And he was like, "Oh, that's a joke. You should write that into a joke." Never did because I never understood why it should be a joke.
Yeah,
like it never made sense to me. But it was at that point that I started carrying around a notebook and writing. That is
a joke, though.
I never figured out how to make it a joke, though.
It doesn't matter what water you're in as long as you got soap.
Yeah. To me, that's not a joke.
Why do you have to clean bath towels why do you have to wash bath towels if you're clean afterwards?
Do you wash your bath towels? I don't. I've been using the same one for 6 years.
Oh.
Explains a lot. No wonder you're single, Rob. No, I'm joking.
Put that in your bio.
Yeah.
Been using
Your towels don't need to be washed, and that's a hard stance.
Yeah, I don't wash them.
It's a fine line for me. You don't cross it.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of goals still I want to do, and writing was one of them. And we were brainstorming a couple things today. Thought of like the ghost. I think the ghost thing was pretty funny. That
Yeah.
it just becomes a prank war between man and dead man.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing is like that's why I'm reading. You should read the hero's journey because like for me that helps identify the things that if you have an idea, which you come up with ideas, I come up with ideas to solidify that idea into a story
Right.
that can be followed by an audience. You need to hit these like particular areas. And
Yeah, I know.
But like reading that book like opens it up where it's like when we're brainstorming, that's what I'm thinking. Like, okay, well, how can we make this fit into something that comes back around to where it's like, okay, the end is the beginning is the end, and we have a point, a jumping off point, and an ending point, and a middle point, and whatever like that fits within the spectrum.
Which thing of our idea? So we have #/#. We have the parenting idea that I told you, which I think would be super funny. We got the ghost thing that we talked about today. Which one are we working on first?
I like the ghost one.
Okay, well, let's do that. How do you write it? How do you format it?
Well, we start with outline, man. We got to plot it out.
The way I write, like the way I think, at least how I would write, and the easiest way for me to write would just be dialogue, like a script.
I'm the opposite.
Really?
I can't write. That's why I want to be writing partners because I have these plot outlines written already, but I need to sit down and like make myself think of the dialogue that can take you from place to place, because the craziest thing about writing fiction or creativity creatively is you can create everything.
Yeah.
So like when you if you have the plot points, it should be easy to go, okay, well, if I need somebody to make this person do this so that I can get him here to do whatever, then you just create that person. But it's like I guess I think of it more like when I write things, I write in terms of character development and backstory. Like that doesn't even matter for the story itself, but it matters for what the character does and how they do it. And then, the plot
gives them personality.
But I can't get the dialogue down.
All right.
If you can do dialogue, then we're golden.
Like showers.
Yes. Like so many. Those towels you do have to clean.
Yes, sir.
Drink it or dump it.
Did you?
Are we at the end?
I think that was your chair.
Might have been.
Wearing these headphones, like you hear like extra noise sometimes, and it, like
it
scares
probably,
me.
yeah.
Drink it or dump it. Are we at the end? I mean, we can be.
Do you want to be, Rob?
Is this a sign? Well, I mean, we just talked for an hour before this.
Yeah. It's like, but this was, we never even got to the movie that she's gonna watch.
I don't know.
I think the Danny McBride Halloween would be a good one.
But then, in order for her to watch that one, she needs to watch the original.
Oh, she does.
Because, I mean, I don't know.
Does it ever explain what really is going on in that movie?
The Danny McBride one. So, all right. So, the first original, John Carpenter's Halloween, happens, and then the Danny McBride one.
I know, but I'm talking about in the original Carpenter one. Like, does it ever explain what's going on?
Why he does what he does?
Yeah.
He's just a psychopath.
Yeah. So
because the opening scene is him as a kid, and he kills his sister.
Yeah. So that's all she needs for background information.
But now, so
Halloween's the one with Jamie Lee Curtis, right?
Right, and Michael Myers. But then eventually,
but not that Michael.
But
Myers.
then it goes that not Austin Powers. Yeah. But it goes. Michael Myers is Laurie's brother.
Yep.
So Laurie was a baby or whatever, and now like Michael Myers has this compulsion to kill everybody in his family, and then now so that happens, and then, but you don't learn that until like the second movie when she's in the hospital.
Okay,
which is pretty cool. So this Danny McBride one, so there's like a million other.
I thought that Danny McBride one was third in the series. It took Halloween 3 and wiped everything after it.
It took Halloween 2 and
okay.
It's Halloween 1
and then the Danny McBride
and then years and years later, Danny McBride.
Is Jamie Lee Curtis in the Danny McBride one?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
She's also in.
I like Danny McBride, man.
She's also in Halloween H2O, and she's briefly in Halloween Resurrection, which is a horrible Halloween movie.
And True Lies. It's very scary.
True Lies. Yeah, I like Danny McBride too. They're making another one. I think it's coming out this year,
Okay.
which I look forward to.
See, just me or is time going by way too fast? I feel like that Halloween movie was just like brought up.
Yeah, it wasn't this last October, but the October before.
I keep finding out that
really
things
weird,
that
like-
I thought happened like
Me
6
too.
months ago was like 5 years ago.
Dude, like, the weirdest thing, like, so, you know what? I kind of
Pretty soon people will be like embracing each other again. We'll be like, when was coronavirus? I
have
thought
to-
it was this week.
right. I have to kind of like, in a sense, give kudos to working third shift, because I didn't get a lot of sleep, but I did a lot more.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I did, like, you know, because like I was
You're only sleeping 2 hours a night.
right. I was running a lot. I was going to do a lot of things. I was like spending like some days off in the summer at the park, but in the summer of like 2019, I was like, man, I don't even remember doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like, it was
because you were only sleeping 2 hours a night or a day. Like you do more, but you just don't remember any of it.
no, I'm saying it because I was on first shift.
Oh,
last
you
summer.
don't remember 2019.
I don't like the 2019. It just went by like a blur because
I'll say 2020, I guess the last
2018.
since I started at this new job, which is also me being on first shift.
yeah.
Like all of a sudden I've been there for 6 months, and it's like, when the heck did that happen?
Time goes by faster. Yeah, for sure.
But I'm also sleeping for 8 hours. How much are you sleeping a night?
I get
Solid 4 hours now. You doubled up.
no, dude. I get a lot of times I'm in bed I'm usually falling asleep on the couch around sometimes 8 o'clock.
I will say
I get up at depending.
2 or 3.
No, 4:30 or
So
if I'm lucky 5. I get plenty of sleep.
see, that's the thing. Like, what's crazy is on third shift, and I know that you're going to be with me on this, is like after work, even like either you would make yourself stay up,
Yeah.
or you would sleep and get up after 2 hours and then be like,
Right.
I could not I'm seriously, now that I'm on first shift, I get 8 hours of sleep. I'm in bed by 10 o'clock every
Yeah. Yeah, I get 8 hours
yeah,
for
and
sure.
it's like it's insane how it's like now I couldn't even imagine like if we did what we did on third shift on first shift, like we would be staying up till 4 a.m. and then getting up at 7.
right.
Staying up till 3 a.m, getting up at 6,
Right.
and then like functioning throughout the whole. How do we do that?
I don't
get it.
know.
I do not understand.
A lot of coffee and
You were worse than me. I mean, you were a zombie there for a while.
yeah, I just had a lot going on.
Go back and listen to some of those episodes, man. Like.
All right, sound like I'm dying or what?
I will say my concern for you was real, and like I think it showed in the episodes where I was like, you get enough sleep, you know, like because I was seriously and I was not sleeping well myself, but at least I would get 2 hours of sleep at a crack, but I'd at least do that 3 times a day.
Yeah.
So you get 6 hours throughout a day, like, you know, taking out 2 hours of sleep, an hour of sleep, 2 hours of sleep, whatever. Like, not good for you, bad. But you were like seriously like, oh, I think I slept while I drove to Walmart and back. So I think I'm good for the day.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't remember the drive, so I must have been sleeping.
Yeah. No memories. All right. We drink Keleria.
I think Keleria, yeah.
Keleria from Fifth Ward Brewing.
Keleria. That reminds me of Listomania.
It had I don't know what that is. It had
It's a song.
It was an IPA.
And this is how it goes.
It had an IPA. It had an IPA. It is an IPA. German, Japanese hops. I liked it, Rob.
I like
went
it.
Down,
I like it.
went
It's
down
good.
well. Not overly bitter. I love IPAs. It was good, and
It's a good sipping beer. It's a good beer to just chill and have a casual conversation with.
yeah. If you wanna help us, support us, send us beer because
We can't get out and get it.
pretty soon we might not be able to. Stay safe out there, everybody. Wash your hands. 6 feet. Be responsible.
Be part of the solution,
Right.
not the problem.
Agreed. Dudes with
Pew pew. Audio. Goodbye, everyone.